to Beyond the Stage. You are watching a rerun of Season 4, Episode 11 with Matthew Morrison.
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Beyond the Stage. I'm Ruth Eggerman. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Livermore Valley Arts. I'm here with our host and Chief Executive Officer, Chris Carter. Say hi, Chris.
Hey Ruth, how are you?
I'm ready for a new intro. That's how I
Want to do that again?
am. No, we don't have
Okay,
to.
we're good.
Maybe I just need to rewrite it a little bit. So today we got the pleasure of speaking with Matthew Morrison. He's going to be performing live here at the Bankhead on Thursday, March 26th at 7:30 p.m. And tickets are still available at livermorearts.org or by calling the box office at 925-373-6800. That was a really fun interview. I really enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah,
And
he's very thoughtful.
yeah, I mean, like right from the beginning, I was just
Yeah,
about to say that, like, you asked him how his day was, and it was not just the standard fine, or good or whatever. It was
yeah.
really a thoughtful answer. Um,
Every answer was like that. It's
yeah,
just really he talked a little bit about, giving people what they need, and I feel like he gave us what we needed for that interview. I just really appreciated
yeah,
uh
yeah,
he put effort into it, and I really appreciated that.
yeah. It was nice. It was fun. It was fun to hear about his background.
Yeah, yeah.
Where he went, the boy band stuff. I was just like, y'all got to listen to the interview just to hear about these boy bands
Yeah,
that he was in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever do breakdancing or anything when you were
Um,
younger?
so no, not really. I didn't do breakdancing. I was always enthralled with it.
Hmm.
My husband, I think, would do a little bit of breakdancing, and
Yeah.
it was kind of fun. But there's a I probably could do some of there's a breakdance move that I can do, that we would do at like bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs and
Hmm.
stuff. It's one where you like circle your leg around and you like sort of hop over your leg and you're sort of down on the floor. You've probably seen it, but I know I've seen it in like breakdancing
Yeah.
moves and stuff. I don't know what it's called. I should have asked Matthew about that.
You might have known that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And my dad did it too. So this has been going on, my dad
Hmm.
would do that move, and so he taught me that move. So
Yeah.
breakdancing comes from all different places. Did you ever do any breakdancing?
I probably tried. I remember when the kids would throw the cardboard out in front of the school and do all that
Yeah.
stuff. And I know I had some parachute pants. I think I had pants with like lots of zippers in it too. I remember that was super cool. And Velcro shoes and stuff like that. I probably would have tried the headspin, would be my guess. But
Really?
yeah, I would have gone for
Why
that.
that one?
I don't know. That looked easy,
That looked
right? You
easy,
just
the
stand
head
on your
spin?
head, right?
Can you stand on your head?
No, definitely not.
But that one looked easy.
Right? Well,
You feel like you could
when
you
you're
could
young,
stand on your head.
what was
Ah,
that?
now you feel like you could stand on your head.
When I was younger, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. My dad also would stand on his head. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think he could do it anymore. I mean, he's 94, but I wouldn't be surprised if he'd give it a shot.
give it
So
a try.
but yeah, he used to stand on his head and he would do head handstands and things like that.
Uh-huh.
So we were always kind of doing stuff like that in our house. So, so we were breakdancing, yeah, way back in
Yep.
the 60s and 70s.
It's a very
So
old form of dance.
yeah, it is.
Ancient,
It's ancient.
ancient.
Breakdancing is
Goes back
ancient.
aeons.
Right,
Well,
right.
like I said, I thought he was great. I really enjoyed meeting with him and just a real pleasure to talk
Yeah.
to. Now I
Yeah.
am very excited for the
Yeah,
performance.
I think the show sounds really interesting, the
Yeah,
way that he's really trying to structure it and
yeah,
the part of himself he's really trying to bring to it
yeah.
that's both for him and the audience. And I think it'll be like, I would recommend going because it just sounds like it's going to be an extraordinary show.
Yeah,
One that
definitely.
one that will leave you feeling full and satiated.
I love it.
So yeah. So stick around, enjoy the interview.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Beyond the Stage. You've unlocked a special offer to Matthew Morrison Presents Show Up on September 17th, 2026. Use discount code PODCAST at checkout to get $10 off any regular price seat. Visit livermorearts.org and remember to use discount code PODCAST for $10 off any regular price seat. Enjoy the interview.
Sorry, we were just talking. My son left the door open last night in the backyard, and a raccoon came in and ate my dog's food. Dog food.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe next time you should leave like something more spicy and then the raccoon won't come back
Oh, that's smart.
Some hot wings, right?
Right?
Hot
it'll,
wing.
it'll be its own episode of Hot
Yeah.
Wings.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm just
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a lovely day, just creative, joyful, a little bit of tension, but for the most part pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a very thoughtful answer. Thank you for
Yeah.
absolutely.
very cool. Where are you
Where are you?
calling from?
I'm
Oh,
calling from Nashville.
Nashville. Okay.
Yeah, that's home
Well,
right now.
well, we love Nashville. I've been there one time, but it was one of my favorite trips, and it was last year for my 50th birthday. It went with my wife, and obviously, we went to the Ryman, and we went to the Opry. We went to the listening room. Um, I was
I've
just
never heard of any of those
surprised.
places.
What, you've never heard of those?
No.
Okay. You got to check it out. It's kind of a cool town. Um, I couldn't believe that we're like in the airport at 10 o'clock in the morning and there's a guy in the corner playing and he's just amazing and just blowing my mind. It just the talent level out there is so
I
fun.
know. It's my favorite airport to fly in
Yep.
and out of because there's just music pouring out of like
Yeah.
random restaurants and you're just like okay, be entertained at the airport.
That's awesome. Well, let's introduce ourselves first of all. So we've met before because you did perform in Livermore a few years ago, but my name's
Good,
Chris.
yeah,
I'm the
Chris.
CEO, and this is Ruth. And Ruth, you can introduce yourself.
I'm the director of marketing here, so I've been the one helping arrange all this and get this set up for you
Fantastic.
and everybody.
For everyone. It's a team effort.
For
Yeah.
everyone, right? Exactly, exactly. And Justin is he's on the marketing team, and he will edit and publish the podcast we won't publish this probably till March,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he will publish and take care of it. So he's kind of like our producer. So
Mm. Hey, Justin. Thanks for the heart.
Give him some love. Um, well, first, I just want to. We were talking. I was just mentioning that you were at the Bankhead in 2019, and you were there for our gala. I don't know if you remember that at all. You performed with our symphony.
I do remember that. Yes, of course.
That was
Yeah.
one of the most memorable shows that we have had at the Bankhead Theater. I'm telling you, people still talk about that one.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's thank you, and I'm actually really excited for you to get the second helping of the new show.
We are too. Yeah, the second course is going to be great.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll tell you. So that event it's our season opening event. We do this every year, and we try and find an artist and pair them with the symphony, and it's a big fundraiser because we're a nonprofit arts organization, and for years that was our record-breaking. That was the most money we'd ever raised any one night for the arts, up until maybe 2 years ago. Um, but Jason Alexander beat you out, so we might have to bring you back for another big fundraiser.
I will accept that challenge.
Okay. Um, but you did a great job in promoting us and promoting the arts, and I just want to let you know how much we appreciate uh, what you did for us, and it was really an incredible evening. So thank you for doing it.
Absolutely. No, Northern California has a big place in my heart. So
Are
yeah,
you from Northern California
I am.
originally?
Yeah, I grew up in Chico.
Chico.
Oh,
And did
wow.
you?
Did you go to school there?
No, I just grew up there. My parents were. I was born in Monterey, at Fort Ord, which was an army hospital, which I think is a college now. And we lived in Monterey for the first couple years of my life. Then they moved to Chico, And then my dad went to school to become a midwife, and then he moved down. We all moved to
Okay.
Southern California, and that's where I got the acting bug down there.
Were you part of the military family? Is that why you were
Yeah,
born
that's
out
where they
there?
both met in the army, and I
Hmm.
was born in the army, and then they pieced out.
You never
That's a
had
good way to say it.
you never had the urge to enlist then?
Uh, Negative.
No. Okay.
So
Um,
can I go back and
yeah,
just
go
ask
ahead.
you? You say you mentioned that when you moved to Southern California, you got the acting bug.
Hmm.
So tell us about that. Like, how did that all start for you?
Yeah, well, actually, I didn't get it in Southern California. That's where I honed it, I guess. But I we were in Southern California. My parents sent me to Arizona for a summer to. I have a lot of family that lived there, and they just kind of put me and my cousin in a play for the summer. It was called The Herdsmen Go to Camp. It was some made up show. That was questionable. But I did it, and it was the first. I'm an only child, and it was the first time in my life where my wild imagination that I've always had just kind of had a place to incubate and just like just be excited and titillated and grow and create. And it was just and then the lights and then people clapped afterwards. I was like, what is this? It just like give me more, please. So I went back to Southern California and I told my parents, I was like, I want to do children's theater. That was the big dream back then. So
Yeah.
and then I did that for many years. And a lot of people in my children's theater, they went off to this high school called Orange County High School of the Arts. And
Mhm.
I auditioned for that when it was my turn and got in. And that was just like a beautiful, beautiful, um, yeah, just playground for me to explore and create and really hone my craft and figure out who I was as a performer and what I had to offer.
Do you remember any of the lines from that first play?
I don't remember the lines. I remember some of the songs though.
Oh,
The
really?
best summer camp ever. 2 week stay, the best, and that's the choreography. The best summer camp.
Maybe you could put that in your next album, right?
Hard pass.
Okay, maybe not. Well, so when you went, where is that? What city is that school in? You said in Orange County?
It was in the time it was in Los Alamitos,
Okay.
and it was at the time it was I went to Los Alamitos High School from like 7:30 to 1:30, and then we had half-hour break because we had to walk to an abandoned middle school um, that had broken windows and questionable carpet. And it was just like this. It was, yeah, it was dingy, but that's where we had all our classes, and it was
Yeah.
so sacred to us. But we did our theater classes from 2 to 5 every day, and then if you were in a show, you go from like 5 to 9 or 8, whatever. So um, yeah, that's really I really really dropped into the craft.
Because people talk about you as like a triple threat, right? Dance, acting, singing. Yeah. So were you taking dance lessons at the school and then singing, or was it all part of the musicals that you were doing? And how did you kind of learn all those different elements?
Yeah, we had to do all three. So you had a major, I guess, and my major was acting. So I
Mhm.
I had a primary acting, and then we all had to do the other fields as well. So I had like 2 days a week I would do voice, and then we would have to do dance classes, which were kind of like our PE requirement for the regular high school. So but that was dance has always been something that before I even got into the arts, I was a break dancer. I would get together with my buddies, we throw down some cardboard and we teach each other moves, and that was like kind of my first foray into dance.
Oh, did you wear parachute pants?
I did.
You did.
Come on,
What was
Chris.
your?
I was legit.
Duh.
We all remember the 80s. Did you have like a signature move or anything, or what was the
It was called
headspin?
the windmill was my
The,
move.
wi-
It's where you just
yeah,
kind of go on your back and you just kind of flow. I did
yeah.
stalls and stuff. So I actually one of my first jobs, I was like a model for Gap, and
Hmm.
it was a whole breakdancing campaign. So I was like in this all the stores doing this one-handed handstand with like holding my legs up here.
Okay,
Oh,
can you still do those moves?
I call it broke dancing now. And it usually comes out when I've had a few too many drinks, and I'll be like, yeah, and I'll get on the floor, and then the next day I'm like, oh, oh,
you're feeling it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's not going to be in the show, I assume, when you come to Livermore in March.
I wouldn't count it out, Chris.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm definitely not counting it
Well,
out. So
Livermore
challenge
is,
accepted is what I
I don't
hear.
know if you can tell by the barrel covers behind her, but Livermore's wine country. So I don't know if you're a wine guy, but maybe we'll get you a few glasses of wine and
I
you loosen up a little bit.
I love that. I'm definitely down for that. I would, yeah. Me and my music director were talking about like going to Italy in January, and because he bought a wine. It's like you go to a vineyard and basically they can put your own label on it, but it's
Yeah.
called Pinot Forte. And actually, he just sent me something. He was in Livermore recently, doing something. I forget the Doo-Wop project, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Who's your
Yeah,
buddy?
yeah, yeah.
Who's that?
He's the music director for that as well. He's incredible.
Yeah. No, they're coming. Well, they were here last year, and then he's got a new show,
The '90s show.
The 90s show. So yeah,
Yeah.
we had that at the Bankhead,
Oh, nice.
and it was a lot of fun. But that was,
Which is by the same people that did the
yeah, it's
Doo-Wop
the
project,
doo-wop
right? Yeah.
project.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That's
who's
it.
your friend? Who's
His
your
name's Sonny Palladino.
Yeah.
He's the music director for the show, and he puts together all those shows. But we've known each other since college. My roommate in college at NYU went to high school with him, and so they used to call me Hollywood Morrison, like when we were in college, and it was
Of
yeah.
course.
So
Of
yeah,
course.
he's been a buddy for a while. So
Does what does everyone call you Matthew, or do your buddies call you Matt, by the way?
neither. Most people in my life call me Matty.
Maddie.
Maddie?
All right.
Matty Fresh, if you're nasty.
Maddie. So when I introduce you, can I call you Matty Fresh when I introduce you?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
Please welcome to the
Nice.
stage Matty Fresh. And people will know exactly what we're talking about because they're going to listen to this podcast.
Well, they'll all have listened to this, so of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you kind of remember when you transitioned from as a student into a paid entertainer? Like what was your first real gig and what was that like for you?
It was an interesting journey. Like I said, I went to NYU, and it was, the best of the best in this
Yeah.
musical theater program there, and I felt a little ahead of the game. Um, Being there, I was like, okay, because I think my training in high school was so intense, and yeah, I just felt like I had an upper hand on things. So, and they had a very strict no audition policy at the school. So
Oh,
I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. And I did, and I got this gig, which is where Matty Fresh came from. Was I got this gig to be in this fake boy band for the Dave
mm,
Letterman show, and the group was called Fresh Step, like the kitty litter. And it was just this really ridiculous thing that kind of took off a little bit, and then all of a sudden we were like on TRL being interviewed by Carson Daly, and they always did this classic TRL shot where they would interview the artist and then they would shoot down to Times Square and everyone would be going crazy. They were doing an interview with us, this fake boy band, and they go down to Times Square. No one's there. Just it was the whole thing was just a fun thing. But anyways, in the group where the other four guys in the fake boy band were all in Footloose on Broadway.
yeah.
And the guy who choreographed Footloose was the choreographer for Fresh Step. And it was just perfect timing because right at that time, it was the first guy to leave the show was leaving the show. And they were like, you need to come and audition. It was kind of like a very invitation only audition. I auditioned for Walter Bobby, the director, and yeah, it was kind of a shoe in, and I got my first Broadway show at 19, and that was kind of yeah, it was all went up from there.
Yeah. You cut Footloose after that.
Did
Was it when you were in the boy band? Don't they all have like different like there's like the tough guy, there's the cute one, there's, which one were you?
Um, I, I, I don't
Did
know.
you have like a character?
I had I had hair down to here. Like I would really, was that my time of long hair? I don't know. I've been in six boy bands, so I'm trying to remember this particular one. But I would say I was sporty,
Sporty. Okay.
fresh.
You were sporty fresh.
Matty Fresh.
What other
Um,
boy bands have you been in? I mean, like, were they all fake or were
a
they?
lot of them were like TV commercials. I was in a gay boy band called Boys R Us for this film called Mars EX. I was in a real boy band called Element, LMNT. It was yeah, right after Footloose. It was like 99. It was the height of boy bands, and I was like, I'm gonna be a boy band star. And it was the guys from Making the Band, the official original Making the Band that created O Town. So it was the three guys that didn't make the band. They were starting their own group, and I auditioned, and they brought me on, and it was like the worst year of my life. We all
Oh,
Wow.
we all lived in a house together in Hoboken, New Jersey, and it was just one of those things like as a performer when you're embarrassed to be on stage, you something's questionable.
Yeah.
The band was called Element. I actually called it Lament. It was just it was rough.
so
Well,
so Footloose was your first Broadway show, and then where did you go from
And then I
from
did,
there
and
and
then
the
I
boy
did,
bands and stuff?
then I did Lament, and then when I finished. So as I was when I was in that in Element, I auditioned for Rocky Horror Show on Broadway, and I got the part of Rocky, and I was like,
Oh,
sorry, I can't do it because I'm gonna be a boy band star. So, anyways,
choices.
when your choices, it's all about choices, right? Um, but I chose the band, and then when I Jerry Mitchell, who is a brilliant director back then, just a choreographer, but now director choreographer, he heard that I left the band, and he said, "You know what? This was right after 9/11." He said, because the show had shut down, and then it was starting to come back, but not with everyone. So he's like, there's a part of the ensemble. If you want it, I would love for you to be in the show. It's not Rocky or anything, but
mhm.
you could understudy Rocky. And I was like, yeah, actually, I need a job. And ultimately that led from doing that. And he was a choreographer for this reading of Hairspray. And so I went, and he brought me in for the last reading of Hairspray. And that was just like everyone from that reading basically went and did the show. So we started rehearsals for Hairspray. And I was in the ensemble playing the role of Fender.
Mhm.
And 2 weeks into rehearsals, the guy playing Link Larkin, the guitar strumming heartthrob, he got a movie and he left the show. And suddenly everyone's pointing at me saying, well, since we couldn't get Justin Timberlake, you're up.
You're next in line.
And so, and yeah, and then that was, but the show was going to Broadway, but since I was kind of thrown in, my part was not set in stone. So the out of town tryout in Seattle was basically one long audition to see if I would stick as Link, and
Yeah.
thankfully that all worked out.
Do you prefer like theater over film? Like what's your preference?
100%, yeah.
Live?
I love live theater. I love the tightrope walk of success and failure, and kind of writing that every single night. And I love telling a story from beginning to end.
Yeah.
In film, it's just like we're shooting this scene from the ending, and then we're going to shoot later in the day the beginning scene. It's just like I just like to lock into something and really go on the ride, and it's really challenging with film and TV.
Yeah. And do you get nervous at all before you go on stage? Do you get butterflies or are you
Yeah, I do, and I but it's not debilitating. Like I think a sign of a really good performer is someone who's able to harness their nerves. Like I'm totally on top of my nerves and able to like really funnel it in a way that serves
Yeah.
me best.
Do you ever get like so in the moment, like do you like really feel like what the character is feeling, or do you get emotional at all, or
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah, very, very much so. Yeah. So I mean, and there's nights where like no, and I'm just acting, and it's just
Yeah.
like the facade. But um, it you always I think the sweet spot is you rehearse enough so that you can do it and like forget all the rehearsal and let it go. But I feel like if you over rehearse it, it gets to this place of like almost robotic and stagnant.
Yeah.
And so there's like this sweet spot right in the middle where I love to be. And also I'm someone who, if I'm in a long run of a show, I go in every single Tuesday night, which is the beginning of the the the, the theater week, and I go in with a new like task or question for my character, and
Mhm.
that's like what I play through the week. So I always try to, and I'm also a big fan of like trying to make my co-stars laugh or to give them something different to see if they're like with me and they're doing
Mhm.
something different because I gave them a totally different line rating, or they're doing their same show they do every single night. It's an interesting, I love to play. I mean, that's what it's all about. So
Do you have any stories of like maybe that went too far, or you kind of
yeah,
lost
I
it a
was
little bit?
I was doing a play. It's called Naked Girl in the Appian Way. It was with Jill Clayburgh and Richard Thomas, played my parents. And there's this scene on the couch with me and Richard Thomas, and I was just giving him some weird stuff that I didn't pre-plan anything, but like and he just like was so tickled by it, and he just like lost it, and then which caused me to lose it, and so we're just sitting there, and we're on a couch. I took like one of the like throw pillows. I put it over my face, and you just see my body just going like this behind the pillow. And then it's a beautiful moment for the audience because they're all in on it now, and everyone's laughing, but nobody knows what we're laughing about. And and that's the beauty of live theater. I love those moments, you know?
Wow.
I'm with you on that. That's why you go, because
Yeah,
any
totally.
really almost any live performance has some element of surprise
Yeah.
for the people performing that then translates to the audience, and it creates just such an incredible vibe. So big on the live performance,
Yeah, I
and
think
that's kind of
audience
what I love about theater too, because I think it happens a little bit more in theater. I think those moments tend to happen, and they're wacky when they happen,
yeah,
and they're just enjoyable.
I think audiences are craving real connection,
Yeah,
especially right now, you know, not they're not looking for polished perfection. So I just go up there and I try to give them the most dangerous thing I can, which is like the real stuff, you know, but with good
Yeah.
yeah,
music. So
yeah.
That's an interesting insight. We just had a show over the weekend, a holiday show, and it was a local artist, and a lot of people knew him. And he brought in all of his friends, and it was the first time he was playing with a lot of these people, and you could tell a lot of it was unscripted, and
mhm.
they kind of would, oh, let's, oh, I just lost my music here, let me move, and people loved it. Like there was something about it that just felt really authentic. And then the show was great, the musicians were wonderful, but there was something,
There was yeah, there was a lot of vulnerability.
yeah, and
There
I think the
was
audience responded really well to that.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm excited that they did because that's what this whole new iteration of me is in this show. In like I say it's like a TED Talk meets a concert. I'm sorry, I'll let
Mhm.
you. We'll get
No,
there.
go ahead.
We
You're
are,
going
yeah,
exactly where I would have
we are
gone.
going to ask you. We're definitely going to ask you about the show. I did want to ask you a little bit about film and TV and how you transitioned into that. We have on our season this summer we have Jane Lynch coming, and I know you got to spend a lot of time with her on Glee,
Heard
and
of her, yeah.
yeah, you've heard of her too. But if you have any stories or how you kind of transitioned into film a little bit and what that was like for you.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'll give you my best Jane Lynch story.
Please.
My personal best Jane Lynch story is God, that woman is so brilliant and so just like comedy gold, like superstar. And I would ruin so many takes because I would just like I would lose it. Like she would make me laugh so hard, and I did it constantly because she's just yeah yeah she's hard. She's a really hard scene partner.
Really?
Most giving, loving scene partner, but you know what I mean in that way, in the best compliment way I can say. Um, but my goal, my whole time was like, I'm gonna make her break. I'm gonna get her to laugh. I'm gonna get her to mess up a take. And it happened season three. I can't remember like what it was, but like it finally happened and she lost it. And it was like the biggest, I think one of the biggest moments of satisfaction that I've ever had as an actor. It was so rewarding and I was just like on a high like for a week after that. So that's my Jane Lynch story. And to answer your other question about film and TV, it's something I've always dabbled in. When I was on Broadway, I did like all the things you would do on Broadway, like Sex and the City, Law and Order, all that stuff. And I did every pilot season. I would usually get pilots, but usually none of them ever happened. And then when I was doing when I was doing South Pacific at Lincoln Center, and that's when I had an audition for Glee, and I did it, and it was great. And they said in 2 weeks the producers want to come out to New York and see just a couple people, and they want to see you. So in those 2 weeks, I was like, you know what, I need to, because I sang on the street where you live, which is like my go-to audition song. But I was like, what's a teacherly song that I could learn how to sing and stuff. So I picked up an ukulele and I learned how to play Some Over the Rainbow, and that was my my audition song when they came in 2 weeks, and they loved it and flew me to LA for the screen test and got the part. And then thankfully South Pacific and Lincoln Center, where they were so gracious and they let me out of the show early. No, they let me out of the show for a month to go shoot the pilot in LA. I came back to the show. So I finished the pilot of Glee. This show, honestly, when I read it, I was just like, a show about a bunch of singing and dancing high school kids. It's like, this is not gonna, I was so
You didn't think it was going to be a big hit?
no, no, no,
Oh,
not at all. I was
okay.
so jaded by pilots, I think, man. I was just like, okay, I don't see what the audience is for this. And then we were shooting it, and I was like, this is really there's something here. There's going to
Yeah.
be some kind of audience. I don't know what it's going to be. And then I came back the day after the pilot. I came right back into the South Pacific, did the show for about a month, and then they said the pilot got picked up, and could I get out of the show? And they let me out of the show, and I moved to LA, and that was the start of a 6 year run.
Do you remember? Because it probably, I know like when you're in New York and you're a big Broadway star and actor, people recognize you all the time. But was there like a moment like once the show started or like where you kind of like, wow, this is kind of a different level. People are noticing who I am, and like what was that like for you? Or do you
Yeah,
remember when that happened?
Broadway's like you get recognized around the theater district. You're walking around, you're walking your show and stuff. And Broadway's like a nod of respect. But TV's like I don't know, it's like getting shot out of a cannon. And Glee specifically was like a monster. Like that thing was out of control, that show. And I think the biggest impact that it had, well, I think the moment I was like, oh, this is really something, was this one weekend where we went to the White House to perform for the Obamas for the Easter egg. They do an Easter egg roll every year. And
Mhm.
then that next day, we flew to Chicago to have an hour-long Oprah Winfrey special dedicated to our show. In that one weekend, I was like, okay, this is crazy. So, but then yeah, it was something I wasn't ready for, the fame of it all.
Yeah.
because I felt like at that time, the thing I loved about acting was that, in hindsight, I wish I would have tackled this earlier, but was it, it was easy for me to hide behind characters and not really do the excavation of of me of Matthew Morrison that I needed to do. So I didn't really feel like I knew myself while I was doing that show. And we had so much press, and in press people want to like get to know you and who you are. It's like I just felt kind of imposter syndrome,
Hmm.
I didn't I don't know. So that was a challenge. It was a more challenging time than I could have ever expected. You think of the highs of a show like that, but for me it was trying to hide a lot of, it was an interesting time for me for sure.
Oh. How do you deal with it now? Like when people come up to you, recognize you, and what's that like?
I think for me I'm so used to it now,
Yeah.
and my family's so used to it, and I know how to kind of get in there and give them what they need and make them feel seen, and then get out of there. So there's kind of an art to that, and because I appreciate it, I appreciate the recognition in a safe and you know not a inconvenient time for me.
Hmm.
But also, yeah, there's I'm a human being. There's times where I'm just like, I don't feel like talking to you right now,
Yeah.
and that's hard to navigate because for these people, I understand like this is their one moment. There's probably like how many times do you see like a person that was in your living room every single week, someone you feel like and I get the experience. So I always want to, even if I'm not feeling at my best or in the mood, I will give that person the time usually. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. It's interesting.
Yeah, in
You,
this day and age, if you don't give them the time, you're going to get beaten up on social media.
you might,
There's that.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
so.
But honestly,
but
I'm not someone who worries about that. That's
Oh, well,
not.
that's good.
Yeah, I've been beat up through social media
yeah.
plenty, so I don't. Yeah, I'm
Well, I
Yeah.
remember we had Henry Winkler at the Bankhead about 2 years
my
ago, and
birthday buddy.
is he really? Oh,
Share
that's
birthday, yeah.
awesome. Well, a very nice guy, and we set up a little dinner with him and some special guests, and just walking across the street with him, it took us almost 30 minutes just to get across the street, and he kind of had that same attitude. He felt like he needed to give them what they needed, and then which he did, and he did it very graciously, and then kept moving along. And I think we really people appreciate that about him, and just that thought of like, okay, they give them what they need, and he handled it really well, and he kept on moving. So
Yeah.
kudos to you for thinking in that
Yeah.
way. So thanks for doing that. So tell us a little bit about the show coming up in the spring, and what we're going to expect
Other than
Uh,
breakdancing.
Other
with
than
the
break,
breakdancing,
I need to start stretching now. Okay.
the
Yeah.
windmill, the centipede. Will you do the centipede?
No,
No.
that's so. Come on, that move's retired everywhere, Chris.
Okay, sorry.
Um, this I've been performing and doing solo shows for a long time, and I always had this experience of getting off the stage and feeling like I always come up because I dance is a big part of my shows, and I always come off stage sweating, breathing hard, and feeling like, yeah, I did the thing, but then also feeling this kind of emptiness. Um, like I entertained an audience, which was amazing, and that's what they came here for. But also, like, especially in today's day and age, I feel like people, as soon as they get in their car, they're on to the next thing, you know? So I wanted to create a show that was, hmm, I feel like the show came out of some messy chapters in my life, but I didn't want to make a show about pain. I wanted to make a show about what you do when the dust settles. And so I think I don't know. It's funny. The
Hmm.
more honest I get, the more joy I feel. And there's something about feeling it and not pretending anymore. And for me, that's what this show is. And honestly, it's been I've done the show. It's really new, the show. So I'm still crafting it. And I feel like I'm a comedian in some ways where every time I go and perform the show, I'm just like, I'm testing material, I'm doing things different. And I'm like, okay, this worked. So I'm still crafting it. So by the time in March I get to you, I'm like, hopefully I'll be pretty locked in. But hopefully not too. It's also I want to give myself permission to, yes, follow a roadmap, but so there is some scripted moments, but I also want to be free to not live by a script. So yeah, and I think audiences are really craving connection right now, and I want to give an audience an experience that is more lasting, is more like they'll go through the week thinking about things that I might have brought up, um, and how they can implement it into their own lives. Like I've done a few meet and greets afterwards, and there's this one girl in particular that comes to mind, and a lot of people were kind of like this, but she came to me, she was crying. She's like, you have no idea what I'm going through in my life right now, but when you were talking about this moment of stuff, it just brought me to this, and it would just had it. So if anything, I think this show really brings up some conversations, um, I'm so proud of it. I'm having a great time with it, and I get off the stage now, and I feel like a connection with the audience that I haven't felt before, and I feel like it's an act of service in a way, like not just a performance, but it's like giving back in a way that I think people need, whether they realize it or not.
It sounds like it goes back to that vulnerability, and I know that when we see performers on stage and they have those moments, it it changes the relationship, right, between you and the audience. It definitely changes that relationship, and then it is something that maybe will light up an audience member. And I'm a professional audience member, so I don't perform. So, um, and it's something I'll like when that happens to me, and I think about it, and a week later, or 2 weeks later, or 2 years later. I mean, I'm chasing that all the time when I go to the theater, when I go to a concert, when I go to anything. I'm chasing that feeling of that connection and that transformative connection that has you thinking for years to come. And it's powerful. It's really powerful. I'm really excited to see what happens on stage. I think this sounds really interesting. Really
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah. And entertaining at the same time. And
yeah, no, absolutely. There's
that's
definitely
it.
gonna be like lightness and joy and fun. But when we talk about the heavy stuff, the show ultimately says you're allowed to come home to yourself, and that should feel good. And that's what I want to kind of convey. It's a concert. We're having fun, but I also want to give you permission to feel all the things within the concert and beyond.
Well, that's what makes it special. And well, I don't want to keep too much more of your time, Matthew, but I want to say thank you for giving us uh, your time today. I hope, and I do have a few quick questions for you, if that's okay. We like to do something at the end, unless Ruth, do you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
No,
Okay.
I'm so looking forward to the show.
I know, me too.
Me
this is like the
too.
great thing. This is the great thing about doing these podcasts is that
Little
Uh-oh.
at
teaser.
the end of every podcast, I'm always like, oh, this is going to be a great show.
Yeah.
This is going to be a great show.
Yeah.
And I don't have the time to go to every single show. So it's like, okay, I got to go to this one. That's kind of
Yeah.
how I feel now.
We're really lucky to have such a wonderful venue and so many great artists come through. And we've really have built a special relationship with our audience, and I hope you'll feel it. You'll have a good time, and I guarantee you there's going to be some people there that were here there in 2019 when you were there with their symphony. But one thing we do like to do with all of our guests, kind of at the end, is a few quick questions, kind of fun questions to get to know you better. I call them deep thoughts, if that's okay.
I love deep
Uh,
thought.
deep thoughts. Some of them are pretty controversial. So the first
Okay.
one is cats or dogs?
Dogs. I'm allergic to cats.
You're allergic to cats. Do you have a dog?
Nope.
No, but you like dogs. Okay.
I had to choose, yeah.
That's okay. I'm a dog person too. Ruth's got a cat. But
I got a cat, and I go seek out people who will let me take their dogs on walks. So
yeah, yeah, cats don't go on walks very well.
yeah.
Um, the next question is do you eat pizza at all? Are you a pizza guy? Okay. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yeah,
You're okay with that?
Ah,
Whoa. All right.
I'm
Well,
okay
you're
with it.
California, right?
I'm California
And New York.
and well, also Hawaii is a big part of my life as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My wife's from Hawaii.
That's
My
right.
first professional gig I ever had, like paid professional gig, was singing backup for Don Ho.
oh
Oh, you're
wow,
back up for Don Ho. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
that's
very
wild.
controversial issue around here. Some people
Well,
really are adamant
Chris,
about
I mean, I know you're joking with the deep thoughts, but I actually like. Do you have some hard balls?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
Ready?
Oh,
So if your life was a mixtape and you had to
My life
pick,
is a mixtape.
so you're creating a mixtape for your life. What is the first song that's on the tape? What opens it up?
Um, Desiree, you gotta be.
Oh, okay.
Listen as your day
Yeah,
unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. Yeah.
that's it.
good
Oh,
one. Good one.
But
I
my
like that
career
one.
is a mixtape. I've
Yeah.
had some bangers. I've had some slow jams. A few tracks I don't talk about, but they all make me play.
Well, is there like what's the love song on the mixtape?
Ooh. What's the name of this? It's Richard Marx. Um, what's his big song? Uh,
Waiting for
Oh,
You?
Waiting for You.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. That's a great song. Richard has played at the Bankhead several times, by the way, and
cool.
always
So
crushes
good.
it with that one.
Yeah.
And then what do you close with? What's the sentimental song that you close with on the tape
Hmm.
that you want people to remember?
You can't stop the beat.
Okay, keep it going. Thank
There
you.
you go.
nice, nice.
You want to sing a little bit? You give us a.
You
I'm
can't stop the beat.
oh, I'm just teasing you.
No, the song's too fast. You know
Yeah,
what? If you come to the concert, you'll hear it there.
you'll hear it. Okay, great.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
well,
So, can I ask you a quick question? Where in I have a strong pull to Hawaii too. My daughter lives there. So, where's your wife from in
She's from
Hawaii?
Oahu, from the windward
Okay,
side,
yep.
Kailua.
okay, okay. My daughter lives on the Big Island, so
Nice. Where?
if
Where?
yeah, near Hilo,
Okay.
Do you
near
spend a lot
Hilo.
of time in Hawaii?
Well, a lot. We used to a lot when we were living on the West Coast, but now we're um, in Nashville, and we go there at least once a year. But
Yeah.
yeah, but our new
Yeah,
it's funny. Our new Hawaii has kind of become Costa Rica,
Oh, okay.
which is
A lot of people love Costa Rica.
yeah.
yeah.
Is there
Well, Maddie,
anything?
go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. As I was going to say, if there's any, is there anything you miss about Hawaii when you're not there? Or
Um, I think the food is
yeah,
amazing, and I love just the people. They all have that
Yeah,
aloha spirit, and it's
it's
yeah,
really something.
it's really something.
yeah,
It's really something.
I'm
I
talking to a
agree.
lot of the locals because there is a beautiful spirit there, but it is monetized. Like their whole brand is their culture,
yeah,
and but there's so much beauty within that culture, and a lot of them feel like it sometimes it's being taken advantage of. But I just honor that culture and the way they live through dance and through song and through
yeah.
music, and it's just so beautiful to take in.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I really love about Hilo specifically and that side of the island, because it's not a huge tourist
Yeah.
area, and the Aloha spirit. I'd like it. The first time I went there, I was like, oh, I think I get Aloha now. I think I really,
Yeah.
they live and breathe it and dance it and all of that, and it is an extraordinary part of the culture, and when you're happening upon it that way, when it's not monetized, it's still a big part of the culture, and
So
it's
Hilo,
wonderful.
you've been to Akaka Falls, right?
Yeah, yeah, up on the other side of, well, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I lose all my sense of direction when I'm there because the ocean is west and there it's everywhere. So I
I
don't know where
know, I
anything
know.
is.
Yeah.
But I know Hilo is east. And if I stood on the beach of Hilo, I could see San Francisco if my eyes were that strong. Right.
It's funny, right when you
That's all
said
I
that,
know.
your Zoom went in.
Oh,
My eyes were.
it's just I did this thing where like they're like, oh, we can recenter you when you get out, and every time it's like,
Yeah,
you know, it's weird.
Well, you mentioned food. The one thing, I've been to Hawaii several times, and I always love. I think of breakfast is such a Hawaii breakfast in Hawaii. I just love.
get a moco loco.
Yeah, there you go.
Just a lot of great food.
Yeah,
Well, thanks again, Matthew, Matty Fresh, and we're super excited to see you, and just really grateful for your time. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday,
Thank you.
you and your family. And
Thank you.
thanks again.
Yeah, thanks
yeah.
for having me. And
Thank you so much.
absolutely, and just a big, deep, respectful shout out to Justin.
All right, Justin, you got it.
There it is. I wanted the heart. I got it. Thank you.
All right, you're off the hook. Thanks. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Aloha.
Thanks.
Take care.
Aloha.
Aloha.
That was really great.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Yeah, super nice guy. I was really kind of, I don't really have any connection to him. I didn't, I wasn't here in 2019 and I didn't watch Glee and I know I should have, but I think I was too busy raising kids and not in control of television and what was going on. I was controlling television in a different way then. So it was really
Yeah.
great. Thank you for joining us for Beyond the Stage with Matty Fresh, also known as Matthew Morrison. He'll be performing live here at the Bankhead on Thursday, March 26th at 7:30 p.m. You can get your tickets now at livermorearts.org or by calling the box office at 925-373-6800. We post our new podcast on the second Thursday of the month, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode or your favorite part. You can leave us a comment on social media, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen or watch your podcasts. We may even read it live on the next one. You'll find us on all the socials at the Bankhead LVA. That's the Bankhead LVA. And remember to subscribe or follow us wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Ruth Eggerman.
And I'm Chris Carter.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, you've unlocked a special offer for Matthew Morrison Presents Show Up on September 17th, 2026. Use discount code PODCAST at checkout to get $10 off any regular price seat. Visit livermorearts.org and remember to use discount code PODCAST for $10 off any regular price seat. Thanks for tuning into Beyond the Stage.